Friends, I wanted to kind of sprinkle in a couple videos for my mom friends. I know that we're all kind of going through this together, and since I have a little person at home that's about the same age as most of your little people, I want to share some things that have been helpful and have worked for us. What I'm working on today is I just rearranged Jack's little play area, so I'll put a picture of it before, and I will walk you through kind of what I did and why. So hopefully you can translate some of it to your own space. I think just kind of changing it up a little bit and showing off some of your kids' favorite things in a new way can really help them to be more engaged and to earn yourself a little bit of quiet time and alone time maybe as they play independently. Ooh, okay. So here we go. So I'm just hanging up some art. I'll show you guys once it's up there. And I'm using this teacher, like I just feel like it's always on the back of stuff in teachers' classrooms. It's like putty, and you just pull off a chunk and stick it to the back. And you can stick it right to the wall. It doesn't damage the paint. Like this is cheapo, like flat paint, and it does not bother the paint. And if you have like regular paper, like these are shiny on the back, but if you had regular paper you wanted to use, you can just put a piece of tape on the back and then stick it to the tape, and then it won't rip your paper when you pull it off. Little tip for you. So I'm just putting up some art. I'll stick this one up and I'll show you. Okay, so I've kind of tidied up a little bit, and I'll take you guys through sort of panoramic left to right and just kind of show you what we have in each little station and explain a little bit of why I put it there, why I changed it around, and how we're using it, and hopefully that can help. Here we go. So Jack is super into birds, so that's tip number one. If you're gonna put art up in your kids' space, I think it's cool to like pay attention to what they are into at the moment and go with that. I did originally have these down here, like just 1 through 4 I had put over here, and he ripped them off because he was so excited about the birds. So I moved them up here so he can see them. They're very eye-catching in this area. There's nothing else on the wall really. So I think he'll still really be able to enjoy them, and that but they're going to be out of the way. He won't be able to pull them down. So as far as art goes, I do think also it kind of helps a kid's space look a little less kiddish if you can do something that is like kid-friendly like these, but you know, not like a cartoon, if that makes any sense. I just think it can kind of help because right over here is our normal living room. This is open to our kitchen, so this is not like an enclosed space where only his stuff can live. So I think it's nice when it looks okay. And I also think this is just to the other side of the, here's the window, there's the shelf. Okay, so here we are. I also think things like this, like maps, black and white, anything like that are really great in your space. Something like this that's simple, so Jack and I could actually talk about this and look at this and put a sticker where we live, and it could be interactive, but it's not, again, it's not a cartoon, it's not like juvenile. You can just kind of take the focus up, get your kids kind of thinking in a new way, and moving from flat to horizontal, flat to vertical surfaces is a great brain stimulating kind of developmental trick. So putting things on the wall for them to color or read or interact with in any way is great for their brain. Yesterday, my computer is not going to live here, but yesterday we watched bees, which is another current interest, on explore.org. If you haven't looked at it, go check it out. It's so fun. There's live cams and recorded videos of all kinds of animals. It's very cool. So we watched bees, and he stood here and colored for way longer than I thought he would. So it was really fun, and I think we're really going to try to incorporate that more into our daily thing, maybe a post-breakfast, you know, wake up your brain kind of a thing. We've been watching a lot of TV, so we're going to try to do that more. Very fun, and he loves this ledge. It's perfect height for him, so he likes to just stand there and doodle. But I also think he thinks he's very big because it looks like a little desk. So over here We just have trucks and cars. Again, it's way more than he needs, but he has not been playing with them much, so I really wanted them to sit out and so I can gauge his interest and see what needs to stay and what can be kind of recycled or put away for a while. Also, the ledge, I wanted him, you know, I feel like that's fun to play with. And these are from the Dollar Tree. It's like my favorite place to shop for kids stuff. He uses these in the bath so he can put a cup and like pour water, and he thinks they're great. So had an extra one, put it here, like a little airplane hanger, launch pad thing. He has not cared about it yet, but there it is. So we just have this little nook. I think I'm gonna hang his big piece of art that he made last week there. So I'll do that before the final picture, if I decide to do it. So this is a new thing, this big giant cube shelf. We had it in his closet and it just wasn't getting used. So I moved it out here, and I'm really happy with it. So these and these are both like Montessori style blocks that my aunt gifted us, and I love them so much and I want him to play with them, but he just has not done it yet. So I really wanted them to be a focus of this area to hopefully entice him to play with it. So that's a tip. If there are things you want your kids to engage with more, put them at eye level. He's probably this tall, so put them at eye level and display them kind of in a attractive way. It seems silly, but our kids have a sense of, you know, things being aesthetically pleasing as well. So think about, like, would you want to come up to a pile of blocks, or would you want to come start playing with ones that were kind of arranged? So take that into consideration. I did the same with his magnetiles. I started like kind of building something, and I may even, if this does not kind of attract him to this area, I may even pull it out and include some trucks or something, like make a little tunnel or garage. Just as an example, either sit down next to him and without really doing a ton of talking, just sit down and start playing with them and see if that kind of gets him along. He's still young for these, so I'm not gonna fret, but I love them. So I did that, built a little something. He can put a little car in there or something. Tools, again, he loves, but he hasn't been playing with because they were like in the toolbox in a shelf. So I put them out, displayed them, and he went straight to them yesterday. So the bins just have extras of blocks and stuff inside. I put the funky shapes in here, kind of sorted and displayed. I think trays like this. This one's from the thrift store. I know you can't go there right now, but that's where I get all this stuff. Please don't spend $80 on a printer tray, okay? Please don't do it. Extra blocks are in here. And guys, one puzzle, okay? He's one, he needs one puzzle. If your child loves puzzles or is really good at puzzles, sure, have more, but like, they don't need a lot of puzzles. And the puzzles for me just become a huge cleanup situation for me. So don't feel bad if you don't have a million puzzles or whatever. They're annoying. I think they're annoying, okay? The teacher is telling you it's okay not to have them because they're annoying. Okay, here we go. Moving on. Again, my dusty printer's tray. I got this at a thrift store. Please don't buy one for $1 million off of Etsy, okay? They're everywhere. You can find them for cheap. It was like less than $10. So I got his little toys, put them in. I thought it'd be so fun for him to like organize his like rocks and his nature things, and he loves playing with these wine corks. But every time I've done this and put them in to try to get him to play with it, he takes them out and puts them away. So maybe that'll be his thing. I'm gonna leave it up because I think it's cute and I think he's engaging with it in some way. So if it eventually seems like it's in his way, I will move it. But he loves putting things along this edge. Ledge. So now he has 3 steps of ledge to put things on. Like here's a little flower. So at least that's fun for him. And I do think he'll catch on and want to kind of display his little rocks and stuff that he likes. Important. This is our contact paper craft that I put out in our email this week, or last week. Jack did not do this, okay? All the ones online are beautiful and like this symmetrical thing, okay? I just did this in order to talk about it to you, and because Jack's gonna think this looks cool and he's gonna come over and engage with this again where he has forgotten about it. He put a few things up there and had a great time, but he ran out of things in his bucket and then he was over it. So this is my hope that he's gonna see this and think it's cool and come back to this craft, because I know there's more value to be had there. This is not to make anyone think that their child should do this, no matter the age of their child. I really enjoyed making it, so maybe you would like to do it as a parent, but no child plays like this, okay? I want that to be very clear. Kids don't do this. Most of the things that you see on Instagram and YouTube and in ads for people's Playroom, like the toys, they don't play like that, okay? Kids did not set that up. I want you to know that and not feel that pressure, because there's enough pressure right now, okay? And over here, we just have his little map. This is a really mini shelf. It's a little one. So these are both empty. He loves having empty containers, and actually emptying and filling containers of any kind is an important developmental skill for kids this age. I'm talking like 1, 2, 3, 4-year-olds. It's important. I know it can be annoying and it looks kind of weird sometimes, but it's good for their brain. And Jack loves to put rocks in this thing and it drives me nuts, but that's what he likes to do. So it's there for him to do that. I love having like a big, mostly empty bowl. This is kind of like, hey bud, you can put things in here, but there's plenty of room for him to put more things in. And then I have very few books, and they're all board books. So I get real sad when books get destroyed, so I really try to be intentional about the books that are left out for him. His broom, it's his favorite thing. And then we have a little cozy spot and trains and like some stuffy guys. So it's not a ton of toys, I don't think. Oh, and I just pulled dress up out. Who knows if that will become a thing again, but I don't think it's a ton of toys. I don't think you need a ton of things. Oh, and okay, one thing. So also I want to show you all this open space. Okay, I'm standing on the couch. This is important. Your kids don't need every square inch of their play area to be filled with toys. It is okay to just put toys away into a closet. You don't have to get rid of them, okay? But having open space is important, because if he wants to pull these out, whoop, there it is, and he has so much space to do that. If he wants to build a town and like, you know, put all his cars out, if he wants to raise his cars, like he has space to do it. You don't need a ton of space, but if you have a small space, you don't need a lot of toys to fill it, because your kids will fill it with their imagination. They need space to play more than they need toys to play with, okay? Helpful. I love doing this kind of stuff, so if you have questions specifically about your space, I would love to help. And I do think it really helps. Jack loves all these things, but he's been neglecting them because we've been outside a lot and we've been watching too much TV and all those other things that are kind of easier than using your imagination and kind of like flexing that muscle. And so I like to do this and do a refresh and kind of reset things to help him become more engaged, because I am a better mom when I have space myself, and when I see that he can entertain himself and he can play and he can have time to be independent. I think he functions better and I function better, and we have better time together when we have a little time apart. So this helps us to do that. I hope it can help you. And like I said, if you have any questions about any of these things, I know it's a lot of talking, sorry. But if you have any questions, please leave me a comment. My families from school, text me, send me an email, whatever's easiest for you. I'm here to help. And I hope that you have a great day.